So a couple of minor technical difficulties earlier means that I get a little more time to spend with you right now on our forecast. So going back to the drought situation, again, folks out east around West Plains, they're dealing with severe drought. Good chunk of us under moderate drought, and we still have abnormally dry for another good portion of the region. And unfortunately, it's going to stay that way. And you can see it looks pretty dry at 7th and range line. Temperatures, as promised, warming on up. 89 feels like 90. I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit. Dew point 63, humidity at 42%. Temperatures across the region are looking like that. We're getting into the upper 80s to lower 90s across the area. So I want to talk about dew points and humidity. When you look at them, they're up there in some spots, but they're not terrible. We're in the not bad to sticky range in most places. And that's because the air is so dry. So when we factor in those dew points and the humidity, our heat index values are a degree or two higher than what the actual temperature is. That's how dry the air is. So as we head into the future, there's some scattered clouds out to our west. There are some scattered clouds down to our south. There are no clouds immediately around us. Now we'll see some passing clouds, but they're not going to do anything. As we start tomorrow morning, we're going to start off the day in Joplin around 71 degrees, clear skies yet again. And then as we progress through the day, temperatures are going to be even warmer tomorrow, and the wind shifting from the southeast to the southwest. By 5 o'clock, 104 degrees. 104 degrees. And that's the temperature range across the area come tomorrow. Now, that goes back to what I'm going to talk about humidity and dew point levels. So with them being lower, the heat index values, well, our temperatures, and we'll get to the 7-day too, are going to go way up. Humidity levels will be low. The air will be dry, so we will not be dealing with heat index values of outrageous numbers like 110 to 115 degrees. So here's what we do have. For the counties highlighted in orange in southeast Kansas, we have a heat advisory that runs until Tuesday at 8 o'clock, and then you see this bright purple that's down here. That is an excessive heat warning, and that also runs until Tuesday at 8 for all of northeast Oklahoma. In fact, it's a pretty significant that's the wrong button. Pretty significant chunk, though, of northeast Oklahoma, unfortunately. So let's talk about the rest of today. It's going to be hot, but not as hot as it's about to be. We got a light northeast breeze. We're already sitting near 90 degrees. It's going to warm up to about the mid-90s under completely sunny skies. As we progress into the overnight hours, now because it's dry, because of the dry heat, it allows a couple of things to happen. One, it allows our temperatures to get way up there, but at night, it allows us to cool off pretty decently too. So we're going to be starting the day, like I mentioned, at about 70 degrees. So let's take a look at the extended forecast. Starting tomorrow, we have an alert day in effect just because it's 105 degrees, maybe a pinch warmer in some places as we head into tomorrow. And we haven't seen temperatures this high for almost 10 years. It's toasty outside. It's going to stay that way. So there's a couple of things going on. While we're going to be sitting in the lower 100s for highs, there's a couple of things going on with it being dry. One, with the dry, it's not good for our farmers. It's not good for the drought situation. It's not good for your grass because it's so excessively dry, which also means it's not good if you have any burning plans. So definitely check with your fire department on what their procedure is and what the current burn condition is because it's going to be so dry. But the only positive on the flip side of that coin is with it being so dry through the week and with the air staying so dry, these temperatures are what it's going to be like. It'll be like right now where our heat index is maybe a degree or two warmer than the actual temperature. It won't be so hot, muggy, and miserable. That's why the city of Joplin, for example, has opened up those cooling centers starting today, as we mentioned earlier. In the downtown area, they are open 8 to 5. Check with your community to see if they have any cooling centers open because this heat is going to be oppressive. If you're working outside, you got to make sure you're taking precautions. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're getting into shade. You're getting into a place where you can cool off. Check on your neighbors. Check on the elderly. Keep an eye on kids. I know from their perspective, it's sunny. They want to go out and play. They don't understand how dangerous this heat can be. So even though, like I said, we're not dealing with the humidity, a couple of weeks ago we were, and these were heat index values. And you remember how dangerous that can be. We're talking about actual afternoon temperatures in the lower 100s. So you need to make sure you're taking all the appropriate precautions as we head into the upcoming week. Because you see on the 7-day, there is no relief in sight, at least not for the next several days.
Yep. just be safe out there. Do what you have to.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Chris.